and my dear guest today, Ben from Manchester, UK. Dear friend of mine, dear friend of Ukraine, first of all, of the fighting part of Ukraine, of Ukrainian army. She is a good example of direct support of Ukrainian warriors. So I'm happy to host you today here. It's our first common live stream. So please, you have a free microphone. Tell us as much as possible about your experience with Ukraine, with defending Ukraine and all the free world from the Muscovites, dear Ben.
Well, it's one of them. I feel like everybody has a choice to, and everybody should. Наші вибір допомогти. Ми повинні допомогти. We should help. Everybody should help. Everybody should get involved. My experience with Ukraine has been nothing but pleasurable from start to finish, from going to Lviv, meeting people, meeting new friends, and then obviously meeting yourself. It's always smiles, always smiles. But it's one of them. I feel like more people should get involved. Люди тут не знає про ці речі. They don't know enough, or they don't know how to help. But I feel people need a point of view, where to go, how to help. And hopefully through doing this, starting my own channel, I can give people here that option to actually help. As you know, I do have a few contacts and they help me get generators. I send them over. It's one of them. People are willing to, but
Yes.
Люди не знаю. It's not that they can't, it's just that they don't know. I remember hearing about Ukraine back in the day in 2014 with the Battle of Donbass, the siege of Mariupol and Odessa. And it all just seemed to get swept under the rug, which I didn't agree with. And then come to the full-scale invasion. I thought, and most of my friends thought, that the world would step up and help more effectively, more in the front line. But that's not really happened. There's too many politics involved. I don't feel like that should be the case. I feel like it should be more forthcoming with the help. Definitely. Like such as yourself, you moved back to Ukraine to help. And then you hear about people who avoid it or don't want to help, which it's a choice. It's a choice. I feel like it's a choice people should make, definitely.
Absolutely, yes. And personally, for me, it's pretty surprising to hear the British citizens to care, at least the people who you know personally, to care in general pretty less about the war right behind the corner, considering that you basically are the citizens of a good old empire and learning the story of the civilization of your empire. At least I personally expect you to know better and to see the more large scale the situation, and to absolutely understand the direct consequences of such aggression of Moscow, yes, against the eastern border of Europe. That basically the world and especially the Europe is much less small than many people used to think and to see. So to fight the Moscovites together with Ukraine is basically of vital importance, either for EU or UE. What's the right way to call the European Union?
EU,
Yes,
yeah.
EU, or the Great Britain, Ireland. Yes,
Yeah,
etc.
Ireland is a massive supporter of Ukraine. They've always had a soft spot for Ukrainians. I've got a friend, a journalist. She mainly works in Kharkiv. She spends a lot of time in Ireland because the people there love Ukraine. There's a lot of Ukrainian-themed pubs, Ukrainian-themed cafes. There's a lot of Ukrainian refugees that go there. But also here we've got in Manchester the Dnipro Centre that just mainly hosts Ukrainian people, but it hosts music nights, history nights, language exchanges. There's Ukrainian food, so it's a really good chance for everybody to get involved and learn more about the culture, which I feel they should. I feel like it's something that should just happen. Що я не розумію, так як я можу вибрати говорити українською, але деякі українці вирішили говорити московською. Московською? No,
Москальською, московицькою мовою. Так.
Yes, something I don't understand is why people don't, speak Ukrainian in Ukraine. They'd rather speak Moscowite. Something I don't understand personally, as you've tried to explain to me a few times. But
Bro, surely you know well that I will answer to you in various occasions in private communication in WhatsApp that in my opinion, not humble at all. in my not humble opinion, that's a direct consequence of the empire politics of Moscow doing their best various generations along to make Ukrainians feel inferior, feel the brother, the junior, and feeding them into the way of thinking that Moscowite is better, is richer, is cooler, and we here are basically nothing important.
Yeah.
And truly, I believe the first day of large-scale invasion of Muscovites in Ukraine, the 24th of February, 2022, some people used to say, some Ukrainians used to think and say, now we're gonna fire them, win in few months, and be back at home. And I've told right the first day, I've told to my dear wife, MARHARYTA, I've told that this war is at least for 75 years since now, not since 2014, but right from 2022, at least 75 years. Yes. And sincerely, today we have almost the 5th year of the large-scale invasion, and nothing I've seen and lived nothing to change my mind. We got a fight, we got a win, absolutely, but this fighting and winning of Ukraine is much more strategical than tactical, and this long and difficult journey strategically consists of small tactical parts, fights and winnings here and now with our own hands, with our mouths, with our own hearts, and obviously with our way of speaking and expressing ourselves in Ukrainian or any other language except of Muscovite tongue.
Yeah.
That's all.
It is дуже сумно. It's very sad that a country can't just be left alone. And a friend of mine explained that a lot of people used to speak Muscovite because if you wanted a good job, they went to a neighboring country, let's just say. They would use a Muscovite second name. Generations, maybe 3 generations past, would all speak this language. But obviously now there is a choice to make. You either do or you don't. It's sad that you've got to watch a country just try and survive. I don't like it when people say, "Oh, you should just let Ukraine take care of itself," because that shouldn't be the choice. If you can help, you should help. That's just how I feel. I feel like a lot of people feel like that, but we need to give them direction. We need to point them to the right place and go, "This is how you can help. This is what you can do." Not everybody needs to pick up a rifle and go for it. There's always things you can do, like you with your petition. With your anti-Moscovite petition. There's always something that can be done, even though you're not on the front anymore. You're still doing something that's effective, which I can commend. It's a brilliant choice to make. Brilliant choice to make.
Look, bro, the one of the reasons because me and you, we personally find pretty easily the way to communicate consists of a similar way of thinking, because basically we are warriors. We are warriors, not right in the Ukrainian forces or British forces. You've done the military, you have the way of thinking and of living this life, right? The warrior, and being the warrior, basically we have the way of thinking with pretty simple categories, and speaking and winning against the Moscovites just from the position of Europeans, of Britain, United Kingdom. My position is pretty simple. The more we fuck them up here, the less we gotta fuck them up onto your land. That's all.
Yeah.
We are simple people with pretty simple decisions and ways of doing.
Yeah. I remember when the full-scale invasion happened, all that was on the news is Putler, let's just call him Putler. He decided, oh, we will take Kyiv in 3 days. Nah, didn't happen. It wasn't just soldiers that stopped him either. What I found amazing is I saw videos of hundreds of people stopping the Russians coming in. Hundreds of people. They had no weapons. They had nothing. They just had words and they had heart. And I remember that, and I thought that there must be something more we can do. There's got to be something more we can do. If these people are willing to walk out of their homes and go and confront armed soldiers or armed faggots, let's just call them, that's what they are. People don't have an excuse not to help. It's ridiculous. It is really ridiculous. Like I said, when I saw this, it gave me hope. It gave me hope. And then as the months crept on and we saw the push back from Kyiv all the way back to the Eastern Front, it just goes to show you can't fight that kind of heart the Ukrainian people have. There's no way. There's no way. But even when speaking to you, when you've been on position and you were eating pizza and you hear the Shaheed, bro, it's flying over, and you're eating your pizza and you're going, these things don't scare us. And when I was in Lviv, sirens started going off. I went to go to a shelter, and the woman at the reception of the hotel said to me, she's like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it, it's far away. And I just thought, wow, how hard-minded can you be to just go, it's fine, don't worry. I found it really comforting.
Anyway, bro, jokes apart, I absolutely advise you, yes, and invite you to try when you visit Ukraine, and considering you're gonna to come to live here for some considering time, yes, to try to live as lower as possible. Because truly, even being a civil, I firmly believe I will try to live under earth, under the level of or underground, yes, in any part of Ukraine. Yes, that's obviously sometimes much difficult, perhaps much expensive than living upper ground. Yes, for example, right now I'm pretty high from the ground. You can see,
Oh,
yes,
oof.
and I'm much less happy here than in my underground shelters on the Donetsk region. So that could seem pretty funny, yes, going here and now and giving a fuck about the things that Moscovites make fly over our heads. But anyway, those things are much serious than we sometimes make them seem. So please keep it in your mind when you can choose the place to stay in Ukraine. Absolutely, just like me, try to go as lower as possible. In some reasonable limits, because actually there are some pretty old buildings, and they have pretty bad mood and condition. And truly, if you gotta hide under them, truly you're gonna burn right under them with no good chances to be saved. I mean that their undergrounds are not safe because they are old and rotten, and are not built for resist such things. But when you see some pretty modern building with some adequate underground for living, absolutely use it, man.
So originally, bro, I've got у мене питання for you.
Так, звісно,
Originally,
кажи.
when the full-scale invasion happened, you made the choice to come back to Ukraine. For you, was that a definite, you are going back to help straight away? Was that the decision for yourself at the time?
Bro, I am a warrior. Warriors have no choices. We have no choice. Right, the morning of 24 February, when I heard physically the blasts of Moscovites coming to Kiev from the north, and my dear wife called me through the mobile phone and told me the Moscovites are coming here on their feet and make their large-scale invasion. The first and only thing I thought, that's finally, being a warrior, I've used to be a fucking tired of so-called peaceful, so-called, but basically full of hypocritic words. World, yes, and being a warrior, I feel myself much in a natural habitat on the war, doing simple things to obtain simple, clear, and as concise as possible targets. Targets. I had as an handicap going through the border, to my mother living in Italy. There's my family, my mother, my mom, all the rest of my family except of my dear wife are live in Italy, are the citizens of Italy, and being a handicap, I could go there, but I didn't have such an option. Basically, being a warrior, you and me didn't have any other option except of trying to find a gun as soon as possible. The main and only and first question which I asked myself and the target to obtain a good gun and doing my best to fuck the as much as possible Moscovites before they kill me. That's all.
Get you. It's
And still today, any kind of option of changing of mind or any of the kind, I don't have, and I don't believe I gotta have, even in the hard information circumstances which Moscovites with their nafta-rubles create in the information media resources in Ukraine. Yes, trying to make us think that our resistance is hopeless, that we're gonna lose, that the best way to try to make some kind of peace, of give them the Donetsk region away and set the fire, and some other bullshit, which you, being a citizen of a good old empire, should, and I believe firmly see that's a total bullshit.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I think a lot of it goes back to World War II for us, because of the Blitzkrieg, we call it, when the Nazis flew planes over our heads and bombed us. You know, my family was affected. A lot of families were affected, not me directly, but generations past. And I think that makes a lot of people here sensitive and quite sympathetic to Ukraine, because at one point or another, it's something that we went through and we still have the scars of. So it's one of them. It is one of them. It's unfortunate, but people understand through suffering. Definitely.
Absolutely, yes, yes.
But it's not like that suffering should be necessary, you know. Life shouldn't be this hard for a country because they speak a different language, because they have a different culture.
Well, this war is substantially existential, and the Moscovites come here and kill us for the only simple reason, because we are Ukrainians. That's all. They used to do it all along the centuries. They do it now. Long story short. By the way, you have a nice bracelet from the pieces of shells.
This was from a friend of mine who was captured in Mariupol in 2022. He got released 2025 June. I went to Lviv to meet him. It was a nice meeting. It was a good time. But he still chooses now to fight for Ukraine. He could have the choice of going elsewhere because he's technically disabled now, but he still chooses to fight and support, which is a running story that I seem to find everywhere throughout speaking to a lot of Ukrainians. They always make that choice. I will still fight. I will still do something. I'm not going anywhere. Originally, when I started helping, it was small parts here and there. And through the years, it's, what's it, 5 years now since
The large-scale invasion. The 24th, today we have the 20th February, the 24th will be the full 4 years. So,
Yeah. So through the 4 years, I thought maybe I can help little parts. But it got to a point after I left Lviv, they hit Lviv with hypersonic missiles. I didn't see any military targets in Lviv. And then you find out that they're just hitting civilians, they're hitting buildings. And you just think, what the fuck? Especially when I've just left, and I thought, that could have been me. And I think now is my time to do something more effective and actually put myself there properly and in a more effective role where I feel like I can use the skills that I have and actually help. As you can tell, I'm a massive nerd, so I do like drone engineering and drone piloting. So hopefully that is a skill I could use and show the faggots a lesson.
and is that PC modified right for games or for some other reason?
It used to be for gaming, but now I only use it for something. It's actually a Ukrainian program I use. It's called Liftoff.
Don't remember such a program.
It's a drone program.
You
So
see, I don't work with drones, so my job is much more on the ground. Much more on the ground with mainly with old school big diesels, right to mount on the board and press the gas on the floor and and show to the Moscovites the way we do it. Yeah. You also have various pieces of clothing and Ukrainian symbols onto your looking, some hats and Ukrainian trizups here and there. Yeah.
yeah, quite a few bits. I like to collect. A lot of it is to show solidarity. So behind me here, I have a signed flag from the 53rd Brigade. I've got a few bits from myself, obviously.
54th Brigade. 53rd.
53rd.
Right, yeah.
There we go.
53rd, because I am in 54th.
That's where I've got confused.
Yeah. And just I remember about our friend Max, the Dutch guy. He used to live in Spain and wearing some Ukrainian flags and trizups elements into here. Looking, yes, he had various conflicts on the streets of Valencia, of Spain. Yes, with some pro-Moscowitz pieces of shit. Did you have some conflicts or such an experience with your signs of supporting Ukraine in these years?
Yeah, I was wearing a hoodie once, and it has the Ukrainian flag and then a trizub. And I went to a shop near me, and I thought I didn't know what it was at first, and I heard this guy talking, and he went to the till. I said, "Is there a problem?" He said, "Oh, this." He's like, "Oh, terrorist or something." I was like, "No. No. What country are we in now?" Щось Україна. Великої Британії. Так. Мой люблю Україну. Go fuck yourself.
High five, bro.
Yeah.
High five.
But it's like I said as well, I had a young friend from Kyiv. He no longer lives in Kyiv. He goes there to go and see his family, to go and see his parents. But he studies in Ireland, but he chooses to speak Muscovite, which, like I said to you, it confuses me. I don't know why you'd move away from a place because you know it's dangerous because of the Moscovites and then choose to speak fucking Muscovite. Doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes.
But
And
yeah, as well as at work. Sorry, brother. Sorry. As well at
tell me,
work,
tell me.
people would make certain comments about Ukraine or me being in Ukraine, and you do have a choice to say nothing. But I would rather make the choice to say something or act. So my act was leaving my work, leaving those people behind because I don't want to hear that. To me, that's pro-Moscow.
Absolutely yes. Absolutely. I agree with you, and I'm really happy to see such a sobriety of thinking, and I suppose that's because you have the experience of living in the various cultures in various countries,
Mhm.
pretty different, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to go around, for example, changing Spain for Portugal or Spain for Italy, because their cultures, either cultures or the language are pretty similar,
Mhm.
having basically the same roots, etc., etc. You, uh, as far as I remember, you used to live in Turkey, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
uh, um,
Turkey,
and
Germany,
where else? Germany, yeah,
and Cyprus.
Cyprus. So which Cyprus? Do I remember well? The Cyprus being divided into the parts:
Yeah.
Greece, Greek
Yeah.
part, and Turkey, or which one?
You're basically right. Greece and Turkey. Yeah.
Which one you used to live in?
Greece.
The
So
Greece.
when my father was deployed in Cyprus, we had to live on a strip. We could not leave the strip. We could only go to certain places because there's a large part of Cyprus that is effectively cut off. Nobody can go to. It's it is a grey zone. It's a buffer zone, um, but no presence is allowed there. So a lot of the
It's a
people there are
military
happy to
object.
see.
Is
Yeah,
it a
yeah.
military object?
Yeah, but there's a deal to basically leave that area blank, so nobody goes there. But a lot of people there are quite accepted of British being there. Same with Germany. It's a lovely place to be, and different cultures, observing different cultures, different people with different mindsets, different ideologies. It is good for you, and at
Absolutely,
some
yeah.
point you get the inkling that we are all the same.
Yeah, basically, we are all good bio robots with our software installed from our birth or even earlier, and going on onto our missions one way or another. Looking to your Ukrainian flag behind your shoulders, I remember also the story with dear friend of mine, of Max, yes, the Dutch guy who also supports a lot me, Ukraine. Nowadays, he works in a kind of shelter for Ukrainian refugees in Holland. Yeah, they give their food for free, etc., etc. And among other people, there are guys which look pretty healthy, yeah, of my age, my size. Yes, and once he brought to the shelter, to that room where they feed Ukrainians, yes, refugees, he brought the Ukrainian flag, also signed by some Ukrainian warriors, put that on the wall and observed it, and gave me his thoughts, feelings. He told me just old people and young children seemed to have joy about that flag, and he was surprised not to see a joy by relatively young guys.
Mm.
And I've told him, bro, truly, all the young guys happy to see Ukrainian flag stay in Ukraine. Full stop. If young guys, male, yes, if young Ukrainian males are refugees in Holland, most probably they are right here because they are not happy to see the Ukrainian flag. That's all. Long story short. Uh,
Personally for you, when you're on position, you're doing your job and you're with the team, how does that feel for you? Do you feel this is my belonging, this is where I should be?
do you speak about me?
Yeah. When you're there, you're on position, you're doing your job.
Because for some reasons right now your sound become a bit worse.
Oh, is that better?
Oh, all right. Now
Sorry.
it's better.
Sorry. Yeah, when
Uh,
you're on position and you're doing your job, how does that feel for you? Do you feel this is something I should be doing? I feel like I belong here, that kind of thing. Yourself personally?
do you mean my position in my unit?
Yes.
In my 38 years of life, my position, my work in my unit, considering all the whole, is the place in this simulation reality. And that's the place and the duties and job which feel me completely full and happy and on the right place. And I been having my ribs broken, pieces of my spine broken. The doctors say I have the right to have another month of holiday for medical treatments. Yes. Now I stay till the 7th of March. I could eventually have another month till the 7th of April. But I firmly believe this month till the 8th of March will be the last of my stay in Kiev, and I gotta be back to my battalion K2 doing my work. Just I will ask the medics to give me the piece of paper where will be written not to give me the hard job for 1 month. For 1 month, because I know my battalion's life, my own working very well, and I will be very useful to my battalion and to Ukrainian army onto my job, even not carrying heavy loads, because substantially my personal working is first of all about thinking, about planning, about control the resources, and about the courage. About the courage just going on to the fighting missions. Yes, which require not so much physical strength as courage and caring not so much about your presence in this simulation of reality as many people used to have. Yes.
It's quite difficult to try and make people understand why I want to help, especially family. Family always say, it's not your problem. You don't have to deal with it. You don't need to go there. But I feel the opposite. I feel like it is our problem. I understand back in the day, what basically happened was the USA, the UK, Germany, and France took Ukraine under its arms and said, "Listen, you don't need nuclear weapons. you don't need this. If you give us your
Cut
weapons,
your aerials, cut your
yeah,
aircrafts, cut
yeah,
your missiles.
yeah. It was a stupid choice for us to make. Definitely a very stupid choice for us to make, because at the end of the day, now we see what's happened, and we just assumed it's better this way, which obviously it isn't. But like I was saying, a lot of people here don't understand. They don't understand why you want to help. And I often get met with comments like, oh, you've been radicalized. Because
That's the only way to survive into this fucking war, is to radicalize as much as possible.
Yeah.
One of the reasons which make me happy onto my position, onto my unit, onto my working, is and being on the war. Yes, in Ukrainian army there are various levels of allowance to the job, to the working, to the fighting, and I, despite of my fingers, yes, I have the highest, the full allowance. I am allowed to make 100 fighting missions, to realize them, yes, to do them, and I firmly keep that level of allowance. Not to, bro, I used to drink years ago. You use alcohol now, and the one of the rules drinking is not to get the percentage lower. Yeah, you have only to go higher and higher and higher. And one of the reasons, because I am and continue to be being on the fighting positions in the battalion of infantry, is because there you simply have the possibility to call the things with their proper names. And the farther you go from the front line, the more fucking hypocritical bullshit this society put onto your head, onto your shoulders, into your ears. And I personally, right from as long as I remember myself, just from the childhood, I used to be absolutely convinced that the most of things which this society try to convince me in are a bullshit.
Yeah.
Are a bullshit. 98% of all the fucking education, yes, I don't say about the mathematical and science education, but about humanitarian education, way of thinking, way of thinking yourself in this society, and the processes, politics, and the social engineering. 98% of all which I've used to study too are a bullshit.
Yeah.
And about the people yes, your maybe relatives who tell that's not your problem, considering how small is modern world and how long range are the modern weapons, and considering all the whole situation on the globe. I remember well the saying of my ex-commander, the Kirill Overes, K2, the ex-commander of my battalion. Now he has his own regiment and brigade, even brigade. Kirill Overes, I suppose you might hear that name, yeah? Am I right?
A few times, yes. Yeah.
Yes, they have their YouTube channel with the more than 1 million subs, etc. So the people who tell you that's not your problem onto this continent remind me of him saying about those Ukrainians who used to tell the war is some hundreds kilometers over there. When the Muscovites will be right in my yard, right in my flat, I gotta fuck them up. And he used to say, when the Muscovites will be onto your yard, onto your flat, the only thing you will able to do is to suck them. That's all. The only fucking thing you will able to actually do.
Yeah.
She's also a pretty simple person with pretty simple categories of thinking.
It's a good way to think, because there's some people here seem to think that it will just stop. That a lot of them say, oh, if Ukraine did fall, it'd stop there. No, it wouldn't. They carry on through Poland. They carry on through Lithuania. They would storm the whole way through. So Ukraine, to us, to me personally, is defending the free world. It's defending what we know, what we love, all of us. And a lot of people don't realize that, and a lot of people don't understand that. But like you said, the only thing that you're going to be right for if they are in your back garden is a fuck without lube. Did you say once?
You also have your YouTube channel, and I hope to see much interesting content on it as soon as possible. So you already left your job, yeah, for now.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for having invited me to your wedding with
My
your
pleasure.
dear girlfriend and future wife. And that's for me, it's pretty pleasant and heartwarming to hear. She supports you in your way of thinking about visiting Ukraine, about living here. Yes, and staying in this sober and creative way of living this life. As
think at
you know,
first-
I don't have the possibility to visit actually your wedding in the UK, but I believe that we're gonna drink some cup of tea here in Ukraine after you come here again. Yes.
That's the channel.
All right.
It's one of those. I'm glad Katie supports that decision. It's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of conversations about it, and a lot of choice of where to go, what unit, and what to do. I can't say much on it because I'm not allowed to, but it's. I feel like I'm making the right choice. I understand the risks. It's not about me though. That's all I think. It's not about me. It's about the future. It's about a future for my kids. It's about a future for your kids. It's about a future for Ukraine. Все буде України.
Absolutely. So, bro. And about the choices, I personally believe that the most interesting ones, most exciting ones are pretty often the most right ones, and may this one yours to be right. So just to tell to people who are looking us, Ben used to collect various generators on the gas for the needs of my unit of Battalion K2 of my brothers in arms for our needs, because actually on the front line the generators are continuously destroyed by Moscovites, so gonna be continuously lost, just as trucks, pickups, cars, and things like that. So we need them continuously, and the ones you sent to us previously
Mhm.
are working, and as far as I remember, you are trying to send the next set of them to us.
Tak.
Yeah.
U mnie jest 6 generatorów. The problem is buddy trying to find drivers to actually take them. Uh, I usually deal with the same driver each time just because it's easier, but I
Obviously, yeah.
understand they take a lot of risk when they go over there. A lot of them go all the way into Kharkiv and come back. A lot of them bring refugees back with them. A lot of them take people in and out. So it's trying to find that time and when they're available to actually get them over there. Because sometimes things do happen and there is issues. And
Yeah.
unfortunately there is some bureaucratic bullshit that you've got to deal with now and again, where you've got to put in for a native request, and it doesn't make much sense to me because if people need help, you should just be able to help, no questions asked. But like I said, generators, I enjoy sending them, but it's not something I want to keep doing. I can always see myself being a lot more involved than doing that, and hopefully having one of my friends take over the deployment of generators and sending them over when I'm actually in Ukraine for a considerable amount of time.
Anyway, bro, if anybody of your crew and people who help to collect the gens and to make their uh, technical make them work well, yes, for us,
Yeah.
I bring my praises, my thanks. Thank you so much, you all. Uh, just right now, leaving the house, I visited the postal office and received the parcel from Austin, our dear U.S. friend, with some amount of ballistic glasses. Most probably, also the mechanics were once just
Mechanics, yeah,
is yes, just is
good
once.
brand, good brand.
So gather the resources for our job from all around the globe, and thank you, good people. Right on passing on my fighting job in the infantry battalion, yes, the end of 2025, I discovered for myself that riding the armored vehicles onto the front line,
Mhm.
it's pretty fine to have at least two pair of glasses for one trip. The one pair to arrive over there,
Mhm.
and the second one to come back. Because when you arrive there, you already have such many mud, burnt powder from the drones
Mhm.
exploding right before your face,
Mhm.
and you have no possibility to clear the glasses. So you simply take them off and have to wear the second one, or to go on with the with no glasses.
Yeah.
So such a small but important detail, because really there are various species of this bio robo which you can lose with more or less no big consequences, but the eyes are the ones which you truly have to care of. And as I say, when you gotta collect me in the bag, at least my eyes gotta be pretty 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 safe. Uh, that's all. I had a kind of sad smile reading about the jokes of your boss about visiting Ukraine and some
Yeah,
other
yeah.
cruel.
It was
Anyway,
unfortunate because it was a good job. I did enjoy the job, but when you go to a place to help and you are sympathetic and you find out that the owner of a company is saying such things, it there's no loyalty. Loyalty is a two-way street. If I'm loyal to them, they should be loyal to me. But
yep.
it's one of them. I didn't appreciate it, and like I said, I stand with Ukraine. And if part of that means me waving them off and saying goodbye immediately because of something like that, then that's what I'll do.
Yeah, bro. And your experience with your ex-co-workers, your boss, remind me of the friend of mine, which has gone to the army, joined the army a few weeks ago,
Mhm.
and before it, he had technically for about 1 year or a bit less than 1 year, about 10 months, he's been a duty dodger because he had the right not to join the army since the fifth month, March, April. Which is the fifth March? March, April, and the next one,
May.
May. He had the document which allowed him not to join the Ukrainian army till the
Mhm.
May 2025, and
Mhm.
just in the beginning of 2026, he checked the documents and saw that he had no such right. And in the place where he used to work, the civil one, obviously, there was such negative atmosphere uh, uh, to the army, to the mobilization structures, uh, that he basically uh, get angry with them all, and he told them, "Why the fuck do you call the army, the warriors, the mobilization structures pieces of shit? Uh, they are defending us, and you are talking about them as
Mhm.
pieces of shit." And they said to him, "But you also are a duty dodger." And he said, "All right, no more
No
since
more.
today."
Yeah.
Got his mobilization, and right now he's passing the studying on the some recruiting center in one of the mechanized brigade in the Ukrainian army. And the main thing about this story, those guys, those duty dodgers from his previous civil work, they sending him on his last working job, they collected some money, something about $150 USD, and gave it from them to him for first needs in army. Yes, so even speaking badly about the army, they supported him with some money just to start well.
Mhm.
Uh, a pretty interesting detail. Uh,
It's one of them. I think all service should be respected. Um, I think one of the first things I said to my friend in Lviv when I got there was "Dakio za službu," which, to my understanding, means like "thank you for your service." And
Absolutely, yes.
he couldn't have been more appreciative of it. Um, we went into we went into a restaurant. It's not a restaurant. It's more of a bar called Winston Churchill Bar. and I wouldn't let him pay for anything. I'm like, no, this is on me, please. Let's just have a good time. If you want to talk about it, you can talk about it. If you don't want to talk about it and you just want to have a beer, we'll just have a beer. That's fine. But he said to me, we went out, and he said to me, he's like, you need to be careful. And I think you mentioned this as well. So you need to be careful because there are some people that will pretend they have been in service, which I don't understand. I find that to be quite disgusting. When you get these people that pretend that they have done these
Bro,
things.
the world is full of scammers. The
Yeah.
world is full of scammers, and they do their best to have your money in any possible way, telling you any kind of stories. The simple truth of the whole humanity. There are such ones in any country, and they do their job, man.
Yeah.
I
So
am
one
a
of
bit
these comments
sad
here. Sorry, go
not
on,
to
brother.
have seen
Please.
you. I'm a bit sad about not meeting you the first time you visited Ukraine, but I firmly believe we got to see and drink, some
Так,
together as soon as possible in the future.
One of these comments I can't agree with more. Russia is not the problem, but Putin. I can't agree more with that. I saw a video not long ago of a big protest outside of the Kremlin building, I believe, of loads of people waving Ukrainian flags, singing banned songs that are banned for some reason. It just goes to show that a lot of those people don't want what's going on. But then you have the downside to all of the media that kind of conflict that.
Personally,
especially here when all this started off, everything seemed to be not even aimed towards one side. It all seemed to be quite relaxed, and everyone was like, oh well, when it's over, it's over. But it shouldn't be the case. It really shouldn't be the case.
absolutely not, because all we in one way or another are the products of some system which grew us, in which we have been born and grew. And also, Putin is the product of the total Moscovite nation, and he basically is the quintessential of their way of thinking, living, existing, and occupying and destroying all around them, and trying to make him guilty about all is one of the pretty simple manipulations trying to make the Moscovites seem better than they really are. Basically, anyone. Moscovite is a small Putin.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. For you, have you ever had any comments when you've been out and you've got your uniform on? Have you ever had any comments directed towards yourself or anything like that?
Offline, do you mean?
Yes.
Do you understand well? Do you mean if ever going around in the Ukrainian pixel uniform?
Yeah.
Do I have some negative comments on my side?
Yeah, do people make comments towards you?
Just positive ones.
Both positive and negative.
Just positive ones, bro. I've used to have, and till today, I have only positive comments offline nowadays, much lesser than in 2022, 2023, even 2024. But till today, I don't remember any negative comment about me being a warrior of Ukrainian armed forces.
That's good. That's good to hear. That is good to hear. I was going to say something, but it's completely gone.
We always have to remember that I also have a kind of look. I'm not a too little guy, not a kind of handicap. I mean that to tell me personally offline something negative, you have to have such a balls, such a nuts, because you always can receive here and now, right? Some, I don't know, some hook in the face, yes, some punch.
Yeah, I think
That
a lot of people online will always cast judgment and cast negative comments, but face to face, it's not the
absolutely
same.
yes, absolutely yes. I also used to visit the 18th of January, yes, about a month ago, uh, a kind of meeting against the mobilization in Ukraine. That's completely fantastic, surrealistic, yes, in center of Kiev. Uh, and I went there to say them that they are actually working against the Ukrainian army, Ukraine against the Ukrainian country. Yes, I've been the only one to visit their meeting and to say to them what I think of them. And the point is, I directly spoke with their leader, and their leader had a smartphone with I don't know, some dozen visitors from various channels, Moscowitz, pro Moscowitz. They used to, they tried to create a content of Ukrainians gathered in center of capital, asking for peace, not for mobilization, etc., etc., etc. Some other pieces, some other shit. The guy's working right for after rubles, yes, and he who stand in front of me, he didn't tell one wrong word uh, differently from the and those ones who used to show me on the smartphone. They told me some words which they would never allow themselves to say personally, right? To save their face from my punches, yes, and that was pretty. That was pretty fun. That was pretty fun because I've said to him, there is you right here who I'm speaking with, and your small minions. And your small minions tell me the words you don't tell me, just not to be punched in the face. Yes.
Yeah, people's opinions definitely change, and the words definitely change when you're in front of them. Definitely.
That's pretty fine. Maybe that's the reason I don't hear some negative comments. But anyway, anyways, truly, I don't even imagine mm, any reasonable reason to say any negative comment about Ukrainian wars in any circumstances in in all
Nothing
the
but respect.
in all the Ukraine. And the reasons why actually somebody do that into the Ukraine, first of all in so-called peaceful part of Ukraine, that's obviously because Moscow makes their anti-Ukrainian work in the information field, the media, through the media resources, etc., etc. We have to consider that part of the war really important and aiming to the people's minds, hearts, spirits, etc., etc.
I just keep seeing somebody trying to type Moscowite comments, and it just keeps getting wiped out. It's I think you're in the wrong place, buddy.
My dear wife, my dear mother is moderating this chat, and sincerely, I consider she to be too harsh moderator because I wouldn't delete some of the comments she does,
Mhm.
but she she does her job, her important job. Obviously supports me and Ukraine a lot. So we and me, I can only thank her for her presence. Yes, she's a Italian citizen and right now
Mhm.
is moderating this chart from Italy, from Milan, if I remember well.
Get you. How I see a lot of the time you handle comments quite well when it's rotating around pro-Moscow action. You always seem to be able to retaliate in a way where you can structure what you say, put a point across, but then also tell them why it's wrong, which I can definitely respect. But for you, I'm guessing it's quite hard sometimes when you've got to deal with these comments online.
Do you mean right on the live stream or under the videos
Yeah,
publications?
other videos when especially when you went to the was it a theatre? Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's Marietta. Um, you, I've got nothing but admiration for the way you handled that. I'm sure if it was the other way around, it probably wouldn't be met as nicely. But with you, when you're actually trying to put this point across, how does it feel?
Do you mean how does it feel to create a healthy atmosphere in the comments, deleting the Moscow sheet and
Yeah.
giving the life to the sober and pro-Ukrainian ones? Uh, that makes me happy. Just a few days ago, I realized that this YouTube channel is the main and biggest
Yeah.
media resource in Ukrainian internet who constantly, systematically deletes the comments in Muscovite.
Mhm.
Obviously, that makes the channels growing less quick and less popular. Yes, because we obviously lose a consistent part of audience. But I'm proud and firmly convinced that's the only constructive, sober, and winning way to develop a channel. And simply, when you delete all the comments in Muscovite, uh, there remain a really small part of anti-Ukrainian comments in Ukrainian language. So that's not a hard job. I have fun. I tell you even more. And you being the follower of this YouTube channel, yes, you should realize that the screening, making the screenshot of some most interesting or scandalous comments,
Mhm.
either in Moscowitz before deleting them or of Ukrainian ones, they make me a source of content for YouTube channel because I publish the screenshots of such comments and people have fun, have some ground for communication, for expressing their feelings, emotions, mm, and ideas. And that's pretty nice. Not a hard job, but I have fun. I have
Yeah.
fun. And also this activity going, making, evolving this YouTube channel also distracts me a bit from my everyday, or better, every night working onto my missions. Yes, in my battalion in the fighting zone. So I just lay down after my hard physical working and go on having fun, looking what people or bots used to write to me.
Mm.
And go basically the basement of all my activities is having fun.
Yeah.
As much I have, more I have, more I share, more have fun more I share, more people have fun through me. And so we create a whole ecosystem of having the healthy Ukrainian fun and winning the Moscovites. That's all.
You've definitely got a healthy environment anyway. Like you said, I've not seen another channel like this one. I've done some looking as well. I can't find anything like it. Especially someone like yourself that interacts so much with your own community. And I'd just like to say thank you for having me on today. I know we're not at the end yet, but I would just like to extend my gratitude for that.
Yeah, that's my honor to have you here today, man. Thank you so much. And we went around looking who also used to delete comments in Moscowitz and declare such channels politics on YouTube. And we discovered, as I said before, that there are some Ukrainian YouTube channels doing that, but all we discovered, all of them are smaller than this one
Mhm.
and consistently smaller. Mm. And we been a marketing man who in English the marketolog.
Marketing?
Who is the professional doing in marketing?
Get you. Yeah, with you.
How is it called? The marketer.
Marketer. Yeah, marketer. Yeah.
Being a marketer from the civil life, uh, and I'm studying right now in the university on the third course, yes, of marketing. I understand because people moving on their YouTube channel, they hardly uh, will take this politics of not only not creating content themselves in Moscowitz, but
Mhm.
even deleting Moscowitz content in the comments. Because substantially that makes your YouTubing much more expensive. And I constantly make this decision and go on this way, just showing the best example ever, example of yourself, which means that right now we have 30,000, almost, yes, 29, 29, 30,000, all right, 30,000 of subs. I hope we got soon have 50,000, then 100, and when anybody will say that's not possible to gain 30,000, 30K of subs, we gotta show this YouTube channel. In future, 50Ks,
Yeah.
100Ks. Yes,
Yeah.
is it possible? Here we go. Yes, because anything we are able to imagine and think about, somebody gotta do the first. Somebody gotta do the pioneer and be the first to obtain some results. All right, and
Yeah.
I'm happy to take some page, some roads for the first one.
For you
And
at the start of your sorry, brother. Sorry, Manish Goda. For you at the start of your journey with this channel, did you think it would ever get this big, or was it just something you thought, I'll put this forward. This is an option I want to give people to be able to click on and understand? Because for me, when I came across your channel, there is a lot out there from a lot of Ukrainian battalions and stuff, but yours is a lot more personal. It's a more realistic insight into things. Yeah, it's a lot more honest. There's no, we call it sugarcoating or honey coated. So something that's basically a plate of shit that's served to you, but they put some sprinkles on it and go, it's fine. But with yours, it's raw and it's honest. And I think that's what definitely dragged me to your channel. I think originally we met through, I believe it was, I wanted to buy a few things from your page, but then upon you sending me your YouTube channel, I started watching through. And I thought, you know what, this is great because I hadn't seen anything like that. The way you'd show, I remember an earlier video where you were stood near a bombed out home, and I think the video was titled "This is the Moscowite World." And it was, you know, you were very honest, and you showed this is what they want. They want destroyed homes. It was a very honest and very real depiction. I think a lot more people need to come across your channel, both Ukrainian and British, as well as a lot of other Europeans. A lot of them need to come across this channel. A lot of them need to see, because it is a true insight. Nothing's put on, nothing's fabricated. It's all just real.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I do remember well that video, even those houses destroyed, that's still pretty close to our part of the front line of my battalion's line of responsibility. Yes, obviously the videos in English aren't the spine of my activity of this YouTube channel, but I'm happy to make such an effect to the English speaking viewers. And originally in 2023, this YouTube channel I've created for the main and only purpose to share as much information as possible about the repairing of fighting vehicles in Ukrainian, because I discovered there were nothing or almost no information on YouTube about repairing of armored vehicles in Ukrainian. There were some videos and a lot of books in Moscowite, and obviously that made me sad. And this YouTube channel, he now he entitles Sashko Dobry, my name and my nickname, yes. Ремонт України та бронетехніки, which means my name, the repairing of Ukraine, and in second place of armored vehicles. Because actually now, on the end of the 4th year of large-scale invasion, I make go on various civil and political projects, basically repairing the Ukraine. Yes, and the repairing of Ukraine hardly damaged by Moscowitz inner job in the politics structures, civil structures, and basically any or almost any kind of Ukrainian atmosphere and living. Yes, and I started to make content about repairing armored vehicles, some kinds of fighting vehicles, and went on evolving myself, evolving my job, went on changing the unit, the brigade, and now have the results we all can see on this YouTube channel, and I absolutely wish the good and quick and high quality evolution of your YouTube channel, because one of the main missions for especially foreigners in Ukraine would be and is, and maybe in your situation, to become English speaking influencer representing the Ukrainian victorious part and side into this war, and helping Ukraine
Mhm.
create its good looking on the international scale. Yes, that's really important, and I repeat myself. I wish to your YouTube channel, through your YouTubing, as good results as possible.
Yeah, cool.
And first of all, have fun, because I creating the content for my channel. I have fun,
Yeah.
especially frequently. You should remember going on the feed of Moscowitz speaking guy in the hospital. Yes,
Yeah, я пам'ятаю. Yeah,
have fun.
yeah, mate. I watched that video and I thought, if if you can do something like that, and you can support not just Ukraine but yourself in that way, even when you're not on the front, it's something everybody should do. It's a choice, really, isn't it? You chose to stand up and you chose to confront him. And I bet after that, he's probably had a fucking second thought about where he speaks that language, and it definitely doesn't have a place in Ukraine.
Bro, this simulation of reality is pretty brief, and we being warriors, we take the most one of the most dangerous parts in it. So at least we gotta have fun. If
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause if we do our job, save the world, and don't have fun, what the fuck are we doing? Oh,
exactly, exactly.
let's have
That's
fun,
all
bro.
I've seen so far from Ukrainian people. Smiles, smiles, and just getting on, doing the job, doing the work. And it's one of those. I remember you sent me a picture once. I woke up in my nice comfy bed in a comfy house with a roof over my head, and you sent me a picture of your boots on the floor in what I'm assuming is a trench or a dugout. And I thought, fucking hell, what am I doing? This guy, this guy's waking up in the morning with a smile on his face, a mission in his heart, and a goal in mind. And I sometimes sit here and go, oh, I'm a bit sad. Mm. But on the other side of the world, Sasko Dobry is doing his bit. So, it's one of them. It put a lot in perspective for me. And even from the start, when we've been conversating, you've been very, very honest with me. And it's something I've got to respect, because you've shown me that there is a choice. You show me what is acceptable in Ukraine and what isn't acceptable. And it's something that you didn't have to do, but you've taken the time out of your own life and your own missions, your own goals, to actually share that with me. So I feel it's only right I share that with people I know. So recently, one of the one of the lads at work last week was watching a video online, and I overheard it was Holodomor. He was like, "What's this?" I'm like, "Right, so this isn't taught in schools in the UK, by the way. Nobody here knows about it." So I was
Obviously,
explaining it, and I was
obviously.
explaining the severity of it. I believe it was 1938 to 1942 or 1941. 7 million to 8 million people died in a constructed famine. He's like, well, I don't understand, why aren't we taught about this? That is on the same level as, the Holocaust. But it's hard to explain to people that these things do go on, and they have happened. And Ukraine isn't just fighting now for what it believes in; it's always been fighting for what it believes in. I find it pretty fucking stupid. I heard once someone refer to Ukraine as little Russia, but if they want nothing to do with Ukraine and they see themselves so separately, then why would you make that comparison? It doesn't make any sense to me. Truthfully, it doesn't make any sense to me. But I am definitely starting to understand now that this whole time it's not been about what was the excuse they used? Denazification. It's not been about any of that. It's just been about bullying this country that just wants to be themselves. They just want to live. Life shouldn't be this hard for people. You know, what is life? Life shouldn't be this.
I had a bit of fun hearing you to tell me that I showed you the choice, because basically I personally believe that I show to people and to you that we are choiceless. We have no choice except of being ourselves,
Mhm.
except of being ourselves, and in our situation of being warriors, and have fun making our great missions in this pretty specific simulation of reality, and trying to leave as better mark after us as possible. The guys who used to go with me onto the evacuation of damaged armored vehicles, they truly don't know that, but any night, any sometimes day, yeah, uh, any hour trip before carrying on the vehicle, going to gather the damaged vehicle which cannot leave the battlefield by itself, I tell to myself, we gonna be fucked up, obviously, but not today.
Yeah, не сьогодні.
Yes, and sincerely, after 1 month and a hour here, and 1 hour and a half here in the capital, pretty far from the front line, I miss my job. I miss my adrenaline. I miss my living my simulation reality at the full, at the
Yeah,
full.
turned up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta join them right in the beginning of March. I hope, and as far as I know, my bones and my bio robot, I gotta work well there.
Mhm. It's quite impressive as well because every time we've spoke, and especially around the generators, I mentioned to you, you know, do you need a welder? Like, do you need a TIG machine, anything like that? And you said, no, we deal with what we've got. I know how to use it. And then you mentioned you self-taught. You taught yourself pretty much everything you know, and it just goes to show, doesn't it, that if you're willing to put that work in, you can produce great work. Some of the things that you've sent me, I go, wow, you know, that's workshop level stuff. You know, I show it to the guys who work in our workshop when we're doing generators. You know, like if you can do all that with what you've got now, imagine what they could do if they were actually supported properly, not just as a sense of by the Ukrainian government, but by other governments, by other people who are willing to help and donate.
Mm, all this is pretty interesting. Thank you so much for such a high evaluation of my abilities. Yeah, I sincerely go on learning by myself, really most various kind of things which I had never seen before and had a practice
Mhm.
with truly no theoretical preparedness, some official, I don't know, some courses, institutions, etc. Truly, we go on learning 24/7, and meanwhile there is a lot of people theoretically telling us, especially in YouTube comments, we are doing wrong, but we are doing sometimes wrong, and the things we do, they work, they fight, they win, and if you are not, if you don't agree with my working, come here and do this job, do it better. No one comes, by the way. No one comes. No one comes. No one. So
That's a good mindset to have, man. It's a good mindset to have. You're
simple
where you're supposed
world
to
of
be.
simple people doing simple actions, simple jobs, and remembering the dildo of consequences rarely come lubricated. Lube, yes.
Yeah. That's a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah, the dildo of consequences rarely come lubed.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that one. I like that.
After this optimistic and funny moment, bro, I thank you so much for this live stream. Do you have right now some, I don't know, some questions to me, maybe?
To be honest, brother, you've covered pretty much everything I was gonna ask you, from how you actually operate to how you do what you do. You've covered it really. You're a shining example of what people should be doing, and same to the people that support you when you're out and you're doing your petition. Nothing but respect for all of you. That's
Thank you so much. Please remember me about your tattoos on the hand. What are they?
So yeah, this is a memento mori. Basically means you're gonna fucking die one day. So
Remember,
have
yeah.
fun and fuck shit
Have
up while
fun.
you're doing it. And
Have
then
fun.
this is a guy called Miyamoto Musashi. He was a samurai. He fucked a lot of people up, and then he went and lived a quiet life. And then behind it here, this is his home. A few different bits here. So it's one of them. I don't see myself as like a samurai kind of thing, but I respect the honor they put into everything. I respect the honesty, and I respect the duality of life that they show. As within life is death, within death is life.
I personally used to have a really great image and respect of Eastern warriors, samurais, etc., just till I realized how great are Ukrainian warriors historically and first of all nowadays. And actually, today I know not any greater warrior than Ukrainian ones.
Yeah, I understand. Yesterday was the day of the Trizub, wasn't it, in Ukraine?
Trezub.
Trizub, yeah, that's the one. Sorry, day of Trizub yesterday.
Absolutely, yes. All right, if that's all for now, we can finish our stream. Yeah.
Tak, so.
Thank you so much, bro. Have a pleasant wedding and a long and prosperous family. Your own. I'll see you soon here, enjoying, having fun, and obviously fucking the Moscovites up.
Of course.
Дякую, друже. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
І смерть ворогам!